When the Australian received a call to go retrieve a giant lizard from a family home, he thought he could handle it. However, when he dragged the creature out from its hiding place in the kitchen, the man couldn't have been more surprised. The massive lizard had adapted so well to its new environment, it had made a new friend, and the critter wasn't about to let go. Australia is known across the globe for its varied and unique range of wildlife. Because its fauna was able to develop its geographical isolation for millennia, the continent can offer some weird and wonderful biodiversity. The first animals that spring to most people's mind when they think of Down Under are likely to be comical kangaroos or cuddly koalas. However, Australia is known to all manner of less amusing and downright unlovable bugs and beasties. For example, any travellers troubled by arachnophobia, a fear of spiders, could be forgiven for avoiding Australia altogether. That is because the continent is home to more than 2,400 species of spiders. Although less than 50 can cause humans any harm, there are still the others to worry about, and they include some of the most dangerous and deadly bugs in the world, including the lethal brown widow, redback, and funnel web spiders. Another hazard of Oz is its snake population. The fear of snakes is called ophiophobia, and the term could well come in handy for nervous visitors to Australia. The place is teeming. It plays hosts to more than 140 kinds of land slithers and 32 types of sea serpents. Unbelievably, 100 of these snakes are venomous, and 12 are capable of killing a human being. One of these deadly dozen is the inland taipan, which experts believe is the most poisonous snake in the world. Consequently, many Australians are understandably keen to keep their homes free from such threats. Protection and prevention are key to deterring venomous visitors. To deal with spiders and other bugs, Australian householders have the option of bug netting and smothering their homes in insecticide. Meanwhile, to combat snake intruders, homeowners take great care to block any holes or cavities in their property that could be tempting for something scaly to slither through. However, no matter what precautions people take in a country as brimming with life as Australia, there are always going to be unwanted house guests. These uninvited critters can come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes they are so big that the unwitting host is unable to deal with getting them to leave. That is what happened to one unfortunate family in late 2017, when they were shocked to discover an outsized interloper underneath their oven. The family in question come from the small town of Umundy in Queensland, northeast Australia. This inland settlement of the state's Sunshine Coast boasts a rich abundance of locally grown and homemade produce and hosts farmers' markets famed for their quality and freshness. However, since a video clip of the reptile raider went viral, the town is now famous for something else entirely. The footage emerged on YouTube in November 2017 and documents the dramatic events of the previous day. The video opens with a man dressed in khaki squatting in a suburban kitchen in the Bel Air area of town. The guy reveals to camera that he has paid a house call in order to deal with a pest, and a big one at that. It turned out that the family from Umundy had discovered a lace monitor lizard taking refuge in a kitchen cranny. Recognising the scale of the scaly problem, they had sensibly made a call to the local pest control people. Lace monitors are the second biggest monitor lizard to be found in Australia. The reptiles can grow to more than a whopping 6 foot in length and weigh a hefty 44 pounds. Lace monitors mostly live in dense forests or more open woodland, but the problem is they love to forage. As a consequence, the lizards like to frequent populated areas where discarded garbage and unguarded chicken coops provide easy pickings. Given their size, the revoking reptiles are perfectly capable of taking down small mammals. With this in mind, they hardly constitute the ideal house guest, especially in a home with small children. As a result, the family in Umundy did exactly the right thing by calling in an expert to deal with the monster reptile who had taken up residence in their kitchen. By the time pest control arrived, the monitor had made itself quite at home beneath the built-in oven, so the khaki-clad controller pulled out a drawer underneath the unit to gain better access to the hiding place. In the YouTube video of the Man v Monitor confrontation, the pest controller takes viewers through the process of removing the reptile. He's actually a pretty big size for a lace monitor, he exclaims as he gets his first glimpse of the critter, holed up in the kitchen cavity. But nevertheless, the fearless expert continues with the task at hand without so much as a flinch. Before too long, we see the pest controller down on both knees, poking around under the cooker with his regulation issue green pole. "Come on, buddy," he says encouragingly as he tries to coax the monitor out into the light of day. We watch the man maneuver the stick around under the cooker, and then with a quick flick, he grabs a hold of something. As the brave guy drags the critter out and towards him, viewers get their first look at the lengthy lizard. The critter tries to scurry deeper into his safe sanctuary under the oven, but the pest controller has too good a grip on its tail. Then the monitor recognizes that all is lost. The reptile finally gives up the struggle and surrenders limply to his captor. "Look at the size of that," the man says admiringly, holding up the lizard so that the camera can capture it in all its glory. And this monitor was almost man-sized. "That's a pretty big one to have inside a kitchen," the controller adds. The sounds of excitable and no doubt relieved children can be heard shrieking and laughing in the background. As the YouTube clip's khaki-wearing hero clutches onto the reptile and hoists it aloft, viewers can spot something remarkable. The lizard is also holding onto something. On closer inspection, the item proves to be an oven glove, and it seems that the monitor has made very fast friends with the mitt. The lizard swings it almost as if it's holding hands with the oven glove. In fact, it seems so attached to its new mate, the mitt, that it doesn't want to let it go. We see the pest controller resort to his trusty green pole to release the kitchen accessory from the reptile's clutches. Finally, the monitor relinquishes the mitt, much to the man's delight. "It's definitely something that you don't want to have in your oven or your kitchen," the man says, perhaps unnecessarily, of the massive monitor. Many of those YouTube users watching aghast would no doubt agree, especially if the unwelcome intruder in question is going to steal your kitchen essentials while they are there. With that, the pest controller boxed up the lace monitor lizard to deliver it away to a more suitable habitat. However, when the lid was closed, it would not be the last time the reptile would be seen. Thanks to whoever it was that filmed the whole eviction episode, the critter made appearances all around the world. Since the video was uploaded to YouTube, more than 14,000 people have watched this kitchen escapade. So not only did the affected Australian family emerge from the ordeal rid of one unwanted reptile and reunited with their oven glove, they also achieved viral fame. The YouTube video just goes to show that sometimes it is best to rely on the experts, and that you never know who might turn up for dinner, especially down under.